welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of August 29th, 2022. I'm Catherine Haleko, and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
And Nicole Eredick. She is back.
I told you she'd be back.
I'm here.
Yay.
I missed you guys.
I missed you.
Well, every week we chat about what parents are talking, complaining, and obsessing about right now. And this week we're complaining about our kids sharing too much information. And we are obsessing about that buzzword, quiet quitting. And we also take a couple of breaks for an entertainment discussion and a recommendation roundup. Today we're talking about college admissions and asking
for no particular reason, not that it would be on Catherine's mind at all.
And we're asking whether parents are making it harder on their kids. This was prompted by a Washington Post article titled, "College Admissions Are Stressful Enough. Parents, don't make it worse."
Yeah.
I mentioned that this was brought to our attention by a friend of the podcast, Mike. Hi, Mike.
Yes, thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
He's heard us obsess about colleges and thought we might be interested. And
yeah, I mean, I think this
headline.
Yeah. I think this article did have some, as someone who's in the midst of this right now, I think this article did have some very good points, like, remember, it's your child's decision, not yours. Don't get hung up on, like, you must go to a 4-year school, or you must go to an Ivy League school, or you must go to, my alma mater, or whatever it is. So that's good advice. And did you know that the term safety school is no longer kosher to use?
Oh.
Now we call them likelier schools.
Okay.
So they said, don't say safety school, don't say dream school. Say likelier, target, and reach. So
reach is a little bit offensive, isn't it?
Yeah.
It'll be a reach, son, if you get in there. I don't know, but it could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have much more to say on this than me because I didn't ride this particular train. But the first thing I thought when I read that headline and saw who the author was, it's like, this is a counselor who specializes in college admissions telling parents, don't push them so hard. Don't tell them what they need to do. Don't give them big ambitions.
Don't hire a counselor.
That's my job, is what she's saying. And it turns out she's a parent, so she's giving, the advice is fine.
Yeah.
I don't know about the, it's their decision, not yours. Well, yes, of course, but you need to have veto rights.
I totally agree. Yeah.
Like when I said, I want to go to Berkeley, and my dad said, no. There's a circle on the map. You can go to something within this circle.
Yeah. I think you have to set some boundaries, right?
Uh-huh.
Like,
especially if you're paying the bill.
Yeah.
Well, and the issue that I'm having with my child right now is that, we have a list, we made a list, which he was, deeply involved in making that list. But he wants to cross stuff off. And I'm like, no, now is not the time to cross things off. You need to keep it long, and like, see what's likely out of that list, because it doesn't cost, it's whatever the admission, the application fee to just check off another box on the Common App. It's not a lot of work.
Need to keep those likelier schools on there.
Keep those likelier schools on there. And the downside I do see is, like, if you have a long list, then you might get a lot of no's, but, he's trying for a difficult major that, so I feel like he really needs to keep his options open and have a lot of them, so that, if you have to choose later, that's great, but don't cut yourself off too early. So that's the dilemma that I'm having right now.
It's hard to say that without saying the dream schools our dreams.
Right.
Your reach school, gonna be hard to reach.
Yeah.
So let's keep all these other ones here that you don't really want to go to, but there's a chance.
And I think too, like our generation's mindset around university, like I think we often influence our kids in that sense because we're like, oh, you have to go to this specific school or go, you know, this is highly regarded and this isn't. And like we really felt that when our son went to university because he was going to a university that was considered, that's really, you could do so much better.
Yeah.
Right. And the reality is, he had a fantastic time and it totally suited him and got him where he is now. And it's like, we have to adjust our mindset too, right? And look at what's practical and realistic and reasonable. And I don't know.
Have them never listen to anything their friends say or their school counselors say, or their teachers say. Just put a like noise canceling headphones in whenever the topic comes up, because that's the problem is that what they, even if the parents aren't pushing it,
other people might be,
their classmates are pushing it, and they're getting a look when they say they're going to go to this school.
Right.
Totally. I think, and two, like, just because you're going to that school doesn't mean you need to be there forever. Like, there's a lot of kids actually in Kristen's year. So, UCLA is like one of the people, it's on the top of everybody's list, right? Like it's a dream school. But it's a huge reach. And, so a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot, but there are quite a few kids who did it the smart way. They knew that their chances of getting in right away were minimal. They still applied anyway, but then they went off to other universities, other colleges, and they transferred into UCLA, no problem.
Yeah.
And now they're all there doing their, junior and senior years. And it's like, like there's a way to get there. It just may not be the traditional stressful, incredibly, mind, numbing process of just waiting to hear. But and then they got scholarships.
Yeah. In New Jersey, they have some sort of program where they're trying to get good students to come to community colleges for the first 2 years. It's a STAR program or something like that. And you get a break on the community college or the college you transfer to later, or both. There's some monetary reward for doing it that way, which seems like a good idea. But still, if you have set your cap to a 4-year college, that's a hard adjustment to make. Even if you're, it would be a good idea.
I saw something so my friend added me to a Facebook group for parents of theater kids, which is what my kid wants to do. And I thought this was a cute idea that someone posted on there that the mom put together envelopes for all the schools that her child applied to, which was a long list. She successfully got her kid to keep the list long. She made an envelope for everyone and put like a little note or gift inside, like a few dollars or a Starbucks card or whatever, just small, but just some little surprise. And so every time the kid gets a decision from that school that's on the envelope, she gets to open that envelope. And so whether or not she gets in, she gets a little surprise. So I thought that was cute.
That's cute.
Yeah.
It's like a college advent calendar.
Yes, exactly. That is totally what it is.
That's fun.
So I thought that was fun.
I was amused by the item here that says, consider not reading their essays.
Yeah.
Because this assumes that you are not involved in the writing of their essay. Just go write it, honey. Whatever you do, that's going to be fine.
Yes.
Goes to Mom, I don't know what to write. What should I write? Please help me. Will you read this?
I have already floated the idea of like a tutor or advisor or something for this, because even though this is my livelihood, this particular type of writing is not my livelihood, and it's going to be important. And also, it's going to be important for my kid because of the grades we're dealing with, let's just say. And if it's somebody else, then they can enforce it. They can be like, your draft is due.
Yeah.
Yesterday, so get on that.
It's great if he could just film himself doing a monologue instead of having to write something,
Well, he'll probably have to do both.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So,
yeah. Tell him pretend he's writing a script for somebody trying to write.
I know. He has a whole bunch of partially written or almost complete scripts. So, again, he will probably be able to use those for some of it, but, that basic personal statement thing. Yeah. So, and of course, when I floated this, one of my teachers does that. A teacher that was sort of his homeroom type teacher for the last few years, but who isn't this year for some reason. He's like, she does that for people. So I'm like, okay, well, let's get on that.
And I just want to add one more thing to this, because I know we're getting close to time, but also too, when you think about, where your child's going to go and what schools they're applying to, you really have to have the conversation, or at least the thoughts that what am I going to do if my child is across the country and my child gets sick? What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Who's there for them? Is my daughter going to have to go to the emergency room at 9 at night and sit there for 8 hours on her own?
Yes.
It's all like going to college is just, it's a dream. It's like this highly regarded event in our lives, and so it should be, but there's so many practical things to it that I don't think we think through enough.
Yes.
And realize, holy cow, it has some serious implications when when your child is not living near you and they're still dependent on you. Right. It's not like they're fully independent and have a network of people and have access to everything that they have at home. It's a totally different world. And it's hard to navigate. Trust me on that one.
Yeah.
So
that is both a very serious and good concern and a way to talk your kid out of the unreachable school. Honey, that would be great to go there, but you know what? You would just be too far away and you don't have a circle of support there. And what if you got sick? How would I get there? No, let's take that off the list. Look at this school around the corner.
It's a legit concern.
You could see your same doctor. It would be great.
Right.
Yeah, totally. It's all part of it.
Yes.
There really is. So, yeah. Wow. Parents, think about it. It's not just it's not just about going to, it's not a name. It's the big serious decision, that's for sure.
Right. Yeah. Well, glad I'm not making it right now. Yeah, have fun. Enjoy that.
Yes, thanks. And good luck to your child, Catherine.
Yes.
Whatever route they take.
I think that I see a dark room and a washcloth over your eyes.
Welcome to my world.
And lots of good podcast topics.
That's right.
That will be it for today's round 1. Tune in tomorrow for our entertainment-themed round 2, and later in the week to find out what we're complaining about, obsessing about, and recommending right now. We're always interested in what you have to say, so drop us a comment on our website, our Facebook page, or Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.